Welcome to Something to Talk About at the Bainbridge Island Senior Community Center. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we get together to talk about a variety of issues. And today, the topic is weatherization, which usually we associate with cold weather, but that's what's coming up. Hard to believe. Later on, wet, cold weather, and this is the time to start thinking about it. And we have a couple of experts here to help us learn about some of the ways that we might be able to get some help in making our homes more weather secure. The other thing is, of course, that things that you do to keep the cool out or the heat in work in reverse often. And so as our summers get warmer, I think that weatherizing is increasingly a year-round issue here in the Pacific Northwest. Melissa Troy from Puget Sound Energy and Irene Herman from Housing Resources Bainbridge are both here. So let's start with you, Melissa, and just talk a little bit about the kind of programs that PSE has available and how we can find out what things we might qualify for.
Excellent. Okay to share the screen now?
Yeah.
Perfect. So my name is Melissa Troy. I'm actually our outreach manager for Pierce County and Auburn, and I'm kind of taking care of the Kitsap area and Bainbridge Island as well. So we're going to be talking a little bit about some opportunities that we have for Puget Sound Energy in regards to weatherization. So I'm going to go ahead and just share some information. So we actually have a lot of energy savings that we try to do at Puget Sound Energy. And so we offer like a lot of different rebate opportunities. We're going to go over some pretty high level opportunities, but just making sure that you've got these for awareness and that there's a lot of ways that you can not only save energy, but also save on just your utility bill in general every day. So we do offer some basic single family weatherization rebates. This talks really about our whole house ventilation. We do rebates on air sealing and insulation, which includes like attic floors and walls. This is oftentimes where you lose the most.
We're not seeing a screen. If you think, do you have a screen share?
I do.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Awesome. I didn't click that final button. I should know this better. We do Zoom constantly. So for single family weatherization, you know, just like I was saying, there's a lot of heat loss, especially in attics and floors if it's not well insulated. And things like air sealing is one of the most inexpensive ways that you can make sure that you're not losing those heat sources, especially during the winter. So those are some opportunities that we do have rebates available for. We cover up to 50% of the cost based on the installation type. And currently we're offering an additional incentive. So if you're looking at doing multiple projects throughout the home in order to increase your efficiency, there's a bundle bonus going on. So if you're doing 3 measures, which would be 3 of those bullet points above, then we'll pay an additional rebate right now of up to $400. Or if you're doing more measures, then you get an additional $600 rebate. So typically we're going to pass these rebates through the installer, and we have a large network of trade reps who actually partner directly with PSE to provide these opportunities for weatherization. So by going online to our website, you can actually sign up to get some information from one of these installers that are available in your area. They'll come out and provide the quote, and it'll instantly include all of these rebates available to you so that you're not having to apply for a rebate check and then wait for that opportunity to come back to you. These are already directly passed through the installers that we've pre-approved and that we work with. The nice part about that Trade Rep Ally program is that we've also vetted them. So you're not having to kind of use somebody that you might have found on Facebook. These are partners that PSE has worked with and has a positive feedback program with, so that it's easier to make sure that you can trust those guys coming into your home. So we also do things like space and water heat rebates. We'll do up to $1,500 for things like new heat pumps. And the benefit of heat pumps is that they also provide air conditioning during the summer. So we know that not a lot of people have air conditioning these days. It's not something that we've typically had to have in Washington. And the heat pumps actually allow the transfer of cool air from outside. So they not only provide warm air in the wintertime, but then they also provide cool air in the summertime. So they're an excellent way to upgrade your home without moving to an air conditioning system. And they'll provide a nice rebate that you can apply for, or you can get that directly through your installer as well. So we do ductless and air source heat pumps. And then there's also more of a hybrid heat pump that's more recent to the market. And you actually get that instant rebate just by buying it at Home Depot or Lowe's. If you're thinking about installing it yourself, then there's that instant rebate that's already applied with our retail partners.
So I was just going to jump in here for a second and say something about, in addition to energy savings, you're obviously secondarily providing less pressure on the environment, right, than using air conditioning or an oil heater. So you have a little climate check mark you get to give yourself too.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just nice to have that the nice cool air in the summertime, because our summers are getting much hotter. So rather than doing that air conditioning, it's just providing a nice extra resource for you. So part of our rebate program that we also offer is that if you're more income limited, but not necessarily in the lower income categories, we have something called efficiency boost. So this is focused to households that might not qualify for our low-income weatherization programs, but it does allow for better rebates based on income. So for weatherization, rather than being a 50% rebate, we'll actually cover up to 75%. For windows, we'll cover up to $200 per window in order to go to more of a double pane. And then we'll cover things like space and water heat in a stronger amount, like that $500 turns into $600. So you're getting a little bit more rebate based on income. And you can find this chart on our website, and it helps to make energy efficiency more affordable for those households that might need it without kind of breaking bank or having to kind of save up for some of these maybe much needed home improvements.
And I'll add that if you're watching this on YouTube, the link is in the right underneath in the little information box, and we'll share it by email for people who are watching this live.
Excellent. And so we also have our weatherization assistance. So this is mainly going to be administered through our community action programs. That's like Kitsap Community Resources is one of our organizations we work with in Kitsap County. And this is for customers with income below the 60% of the median income base for the state. So we will do these services for free, so it's no cost. We'll take care of that insulation, the air sealing, HVAC and water heating, making sure that we're making health and safety repairs, and doing things like replacing appliances and sometimes lighting. So this is a way that we can help our customers who might be more income limited still be able to get those energy efficiency products in their home. So you can actually apply directly through those community action programs, or by going onto psc.com/bill assistance. There'll be some resources that'll be available there too. And the last thing that I wanted to quickly touch base on is that, we're in our COVID assistance bill program at the moment. This one is additional resources if you're behind on your utility bills. If that's an issue for you, we actually are doing kind of a forgiveness bill program where we'll provide up to $2,500 in additional payment assistance to be able to pay back those past due balances, make it so that you can use your resources in a different way. It's all income qualified, and what we just have to do is really prove that there's been either disparity due to COVID, maybe lost hours, maybe lost income, and you can go online and complete the application process. The great part about this particular program is that once we receive your application, we'll go through and verify to see if there's any other programs that you might be qualified for, including the low-income weatherization program, and we'll be able to provide those resources just based off of this particular application. So those are some of those really great rebates that we have to offer. We can definitely talk a little bit more about energy saving tips later after we let everyone else talk. But if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. My email is melissa.troy, Troy, at pse.com, and I can walk you through the available programs.
Thank you very much. And I think that the Kitsap Community Resources Weatherization Program is one that Irene, Herman, and I had talked about beforehand. Irene is with Housing Resources Bainbridge, and I know that you do a lot of uh, counseling in person or over the phone with people who are trying to figure out what they might qualify for. Tell us a little bit about HRB's program around weatherization and in-home support.
For sure. Hi, thanks for having me. Irene Herman here, and I just have to show you our new t-shirts for HRB. It's the Bayhay and Feed style.
Nice.
So there's my shout out to HRB. Yeah, so I represent the independent living program at Housing Resources Bainbridge, and we work closely with KCR's weatherization program. We often refer clients over to weatherization for projects that might be larger or out of our scope, larger than our budget. And they primarily focus on insulation as the initial factor for them to look into a project, or sealing. And so actually I'll share my screen and we'll go to their website, which is really helpful.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, wrong. Here we go. That's my email.
There we go.
So yeah, if you just Google, I'll just do it, weatherization Kitsap, that's what I put in earlier. And it's usually the first link, or if you go to kcr.org, you'll get there. And before you can even look at their website, they've got a little pop-up with their phone number and email. So that's how you can get in touch with them if you have any questions. It's Ian and Patsy, and they have a new staff member named Cheyenne that just started working there. And so, like Melissa was saying, this is their page here, and they do have their qualifying incomes over here. I apologize, my dishwasher is going. I hope that's not in the background. And again, they show you, the household size and the qualifying income for their program. But what I would say is, and I can't, speak totally for the program because I just represent a different program, but if you're concerned that you might be overqualified, I would still call them and just inquire if there's any other funds available this year. I don't know for sure, but I don't want these numbers to totally alienate people from applying. And sometimes there can be deductions for other expenses. So just want to say that. Don't let these numbers hold you back from reaching out. And so just to show you a couple, like I was saying, a couple of the services that they focus on are listed here. So sealing measures such as weather stripping and caulking to really seal up the home. Insulation measures like I was talking about, that's a main one to get them involved in your project typically. And that can be in the roof, that can be in the crawl space, and of course in the walls. Health and safety issues such as indoor air quality, that's another big one because it's affecting the entire household. And then heating system repairs and more. And I think the heating systems, it might, let me see, I'm gonna stop my screen share and then I'll go and look at a couple notes real quick.
Okay, I will just jump in here while you're doing that to say I want to emphasize that for many of these programs, not all of them, but for many of them, you can be a renter and still get some support.
And the weatherization program also starts by performing an energy audit on homes. They also work on manufactured homes. Let's see, what else did Ian tell me? He did mention, let's see, for heating systems, they replace or fix broken heating systems. That's one more thing he wanted to specify. They do not replace things like wood stoves, pellet stoves, or fireplaces. And the last thing he said is their program is grant-based, so they don't make loans.
This is a grant, so it's a limited time. And so if you have, if you think you might be, or even have a hint that you might be qualified, it would be good to reach out. And it sounds like, Melissa, Puget Sound Energy also is a front door for this, because you were mentioning referrals to KCR.
Yeah, so that we partner with that organization in order to provide that specific program. And then all of the other like bill assistance programs with the specifically like through PSE directly, because we utilize our own systems to help with bill assistance.
Great. Well, yeah, go ahead, Irene.
And to your point, Reed, about these funds, now is the time to apply. Just like Reed was saying, it's so hot today, for example, but winter is coming. Contractors are booking out months in advance right now. So now we're almost behind schedule if we're starting to talk about getting ready for winter now. So now is the time. These funds won't be won't be available next year. So we want to use them up this year. That's the urgency to apply now.
Great. Okay. And Melissa, you mentioned before we, a little as you were wrapping up your presentation that you had some possible energy tips that you might want to share as well, which are probably good all year long.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to reshare my screen and do it the correct way this time. So, these are just some quick energy saving tips that you can easily do at home. A lot of people don't realize what your home heating bill might look like or what the energy usage might look like. And so about 50% of that comes from just generally heating. Cooling is a lot less at 6%. But things like appliances, remember getting told that you need to keep the refrigerator door shut or turn off all the lights as ways to save on energy. But really, it's actually more about that heating and cooling in your water heater that take up a lot more energy. So just kind of walking through the house and turning off a light might not save you as much on your utility bill. So you can do weather stripping and kind of door sweeps at home. You can buy some pretty inexpensive air sealing opportunities. There's rolls that are available for under $20 to kind of, if you've got a cool draft and you can feel that, providing that kind of temporary solution can help reduce that loss of energy. Also making sure that you're caulking and patching and filling any holes that you might have in your ceilings that are connected especially to your attic spaces, or making sure that the attic space is adequately sealed. Even just kind of rolling up some towels and putting them underneath doors can help to increase your energy efficiency. And then you can check on your own just to see if your walls are insulated properly, or going into your attic space and just checking to see if you can see the insulation, is it in good condition. You can even do a virtual assessment just to kind of see what your usage is like on the PSE on your bill, to see what your usage is like comparative to others. Also see if there's huge fluctuations in your bill, then you might have some opportunity to talk to one of our energy advisors to see what you can do at home. And then the last thing is just some quick little tips. So if you get the chance, replacing your light bulbs with LED use about 80% less energy, and they last years longer. So they do tend to cost a little bit more upfront cost, maybe a few dollars more than a typical light bulb, but you're actually going to reduce your energy consumption by quite a bit. And they have really long lifespans. So it's a really easy way to be able to instantly see some savings. Also, over drying your laundry. I am absolutely the worst at getting my lint filter clean. I get yelled at by my husband daily about it. But if you do happen to take out your lint filter and make sure it's nice and clean, not only are you reducing fire hazard, but you also don't have to dry your laundry as much. So it ends up reducing your energy consumption as well.
And Melissa, I'm going to throw in here that you can also, especially this time of year, look at drying on a drying rack, especially for things that aren't as heavy as towels or sheets. Those, that underwear doesn't take long on a drying rack, and then you've saved a lot of energy.
And, sun-dried clothes smell so good. So it's actually just a win-win all around. It's especially with these hot winter or hot summer months, using a microwave, a toaster, an air fryer versus a stove can always save a little bit and reduce the overall heat in the home. When we're talking about more winter months, creating a warm room. So kind of finding the room that you're going to spend the most time in and keeping that the warmest room, and then the other rooms that maybe you don't go into as much, kind of reducing the temperature there. Installing a smart thermostat is a very great way to help you not only monitor your temperature that's in your home. They can be pretty easy to work with. The Nest thermostats can be kind of a simple installation. It also can help you, it kind of learns your processes, learns when you're home, learns when you're not home, and helps to decrease the energy usage and temperature of the home when you're away. And then cleaning and replacing your furnace filters. Try to do that as often as possible. Every 2 months is recommended. Some people only do it once a year, but it not only helps to increase the efficiency of your furnace, but also benefits to air quality in your home. And one of my favorite tips is, even if you're a renter, set your water heater to the low setting, or 120 degrees. If you've got children or grandchildren that visit, this is also an opportunity for you to reduce the risk of scalding hot water. This can also reduce your energy consumption pretty quickly, and it's a nice, easy process. You also want to be able to check all of those areas for leaks, because that can just reduce the efficiency of that appliance. And then lastly, kind of saving on water is just by installing more energy efficient shower heads. They can be pretty simple and really inexpensive to do, and also even faucet aerators, just to help reduce your water consumption.
And I'll throw out that I just replaced a shower head, and I have not noticed any difference. If anything, it's more pleasant than the one I had before, and it's apparently saving water while I feel like I'm having a really comfortable shower. So surprising.
Excellent.
Melissa, I have a question too. I did an energy assessment, I believe, through PSE at one of my previous jobs. And I'm curious, is PSE still offering, free shower heads or light bulbs, for example?
So we're not doing the door-to-door kind of free light bulbs and shower heads program that we did offer in the past. During COVID, it was kind of a program that we let lapse just for the safety of our employees. And we may bring the program back, but at this point, we're really just offering the rebates and making it less expensive to purchase. Like Costco, we partner with to make LED light bulbs a much better price. So we actually instantly provide a rebate through Costco when you go to purchase some LED light bulbs. You can also go to our PSE online marketplace, where we have all of those rebates built in, and you can get free shipping and order it directly from our website and have those things sent to you. But our free door knocking program is just temporarily suspended for now.
Makes sense. Yes, we're all making adjustments, but that's great to hear about all those programs. And all of the programs at Housing Resources Bainbridge. I want to thank you both for spending some time with us. And obviously, if people have follow-up questions, you're both available. So